It's rough out there, in the world. Some of us turn to writing for solace and inspiration. Text that helps us take in the dark and find the light. So if you are someone who wraps themselves in words to warm your heart, or maybe just looking for a little help getting through the day, week, year, join us as we talk to people about the pieces of writing they use to bolster their souls and remember their way. The good bones that remind us we can make this place beautiful. Hello, and welcome to Finding Good Bones, a podcast all about the writing that helps us sit with the dark and look to the light. I am one of your hosts, Kate.
I'm your other host, Amy.
And we did it. Bam.
We did it.
Yeah, that was banging. Dear listeners, if you're new, we just did a perfect intro. We are acknowledging the perfect intro, so maybe that makes it a slightly less perfect intro, except we've moved out of the intro, so that intro stays as being done and correct.
Perfect.
Hi, Amy. What are you reading?
Howdy. Well, crap, I forgot to type it in. One moment. Okay. It's The Cure has just released a new album. And I would say that I am reading it by listening to it, and I can only listen to a little bit at a time. So here's the thing, though. The very first song on the album, the very first line of the very first song is, "This is the end of every song that we sing." And I'm like, well, thank you. Got to turn this off for a minute. Thanks, Robert Smith. You have fucked me over.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I would say I'm reading that album, and that line is...
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks a lot, dude. All right. Hi. What are you reading?
The Serviceberry, Abundance and Reciprocity in the Natural World by Robin Wall Kimmerer, who wrote Braiding Sweetgrass, if you're familiar with that.
Oh, people have recommended that book to me like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And obviously I should get it.
Yeah. But it is all about kind of how to bring in gratitude and reciprocity and community and building all of these things with lessons from the natural world. So yeah. All of that.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah. Why are you making that face? Dear listeners, Amy's making a grimace face.
Oh, no, because I have propped my computer in a weird way. And I just touched it to find the reading for today, and then it tipped on its side. So that's why.
Oh.
That's why.
Yeah. Technical
difficulties that I've now announced to you.
Well, I'm sorry I put you on the spot.
It's fine because we're a little small shop over here.
We are, yeah. So this episode, our guest is Amy.
Whoop, that's me.
And you've heard her bio, you know her, so we're going to skip that part and just get right into it, provided that you have found it now.
I've found it. It is right here.
Okay. Amy, what have you brought us today?
Well, I have brought you a scene from a Rick and Morty episode called Pickle Rick.
Ooh.
And before I read it, I have to give you the context, a little bit of context in case you aren't a watcher of Rick and Morty. Rick is like the most brilliant man in all the universes, all the dimensions, and he's also kind of an asshole.
Oh. He
has a family here on Earth, his daughter Beth and his 2 grandkids, Summer and Morty. And in this particular episode, Beth, his daughter, has requested that they go to family therapy together. And so as they are getting ready to leave the house, they find that Rick has turned himself into a pickle. And so they angrily leave and go to therapy, and he gets knocked into the sewer, and he's a pickle. He's got no arms, no legs. All he has is his brain. So he, through a series of action movie disgusting scenes, he ends up getting to having like a rat skeleton, wearing a rat skeleton so that he can move around. And that shows how brilliant he is. Just from being a armless, legless pickle, he managed to get a whole rat suit. Kate looks sad. Okay, so then he actually does go to therapy. So he shows up into the therapist's office where his family is sitting there, and he's still a pickle, covered in a rat skeleton. And so here's where that scene opens. Therapist: why didn't you want to come here? Pickle Rick: because I don't respect therapy, because I'm a scientist, because I invent, transform, create, and destroy for a living, and when I don't like something about the world, I change it. And I don't think going to a rented office in a strip mall to listen to some agent of averageness explain which words mean which feelings has ever helped anyone do anything. I think it's helped a lot of people get comfortable and stop panicking, which is a state of mind we value in the animals we eat, but not something I want for myself. I'm not a cow. I'm a pickle when I feel like it. So, you asked. Therapist: Rick, the only connection between your unquestionable intelligence and the sickness destroying your family is that everyone in your family, you included, use intelligence to justify sickness. You seem to alternate between viewing your own mind as an unstoppable force and as an inescapable curse. And I think it's because the only truly unapproachable concept for you is that it's your mind within your control. You chose to come here. You chose to talk, to belittle my vocation, just as you chose to become a pickle. You were the master of your universe, and yet you were dripping with rat blood and feces, your enormous mind literally vegetating by your own hand. I have no doubt that you would be bored senseless by therapy, the same way I'm bored when I brush my teeth and wipe my ass. Because the thing about repairing, maintaining, and cleaning is, it's not an adventure. There's no way to do it so wrong you might die. It's just work. That's it.
Wow. Wow. So, Amy, I take it you're a Rick and Morty fan.
I am a Rick and Morty fan. It is an animated program for those of you who never watch TV and never have seen a commercial. It's an animated program.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Whose show is it?
Dan Harmon is one of the creators. The other creator is Justin Roiland, who is now no longer there because he did bad things. And got prosecuted for them. So he's no longer there. And he was the voice of both Rick and Morty. And they've worked hard to find someone else who can do those voices. Mm-hmm. And the most recent season where that began is fine. If you were to listen to them side by side, you might notice, but you just get used to it. It's fine. Anyway, let's say it's by Dan Harmon and the other guy can fuck off.
Yeah. So with this piece, where does it fall in the, like, where is it in the kind of life of the show?
It is in season 2. There are now 7 seasons.
So this is early on.
This is early on. And I think the show did start out kind of just as kind of a, show of the, monster of the week or whatever, kind of gross. And then it gradually has gotten more and more thoughtful. There are lots of episodes. There's become a big story arc now. Mm-hmm. There are, several episodes where you're like, fuck, that hurt. Like, that really hurt. There's especially one, I think it's also in season 2, maybe, where he puts his mind into a child's version of himself to help out his niece and nephew, and he ends up being unable to get out of it. And but he also can't say, hey guys, I can't get out of it. So by a bunch of things that happen, they end up being able to save him by playing an Elliott Smith song. And at the end, I'm just like, I am crying at the end of this fucking Rick and Morty episode. So anyway, it's, season 2.
What do you love about this piece?
Well, I love it for the exact reason that I said, like, this particular scene in another show would be like, yeah, okay, there's a guy who hates therapy and the therapist is like, I'm gonna smack you down, guy. But this, after he, as a pickle, he literally turned himself into a vegetable to not go to therapy. And you can find the fact that in this context, you can find so much realness.
Mm-hmm.
I love it because it is this real scene stuck in the midst of disgusting scenes, disgusting storyline, disgusting life in some ways. I like how it is just a beautiful little piece of advice that people need to hear. And it's surrounded by, yes, rat feces. Which is kind of like life.
I mean, I also love it because this could just be a conversation between an adult in a family that doesn't want to go, like, ditching the pickle stuff, right? Like, it's basically like, why didn't you want to come here? Well, I'm pretty sure I'm too smart for this. Also, right now, I consider the pain I cause to actually be a good thing in some ways, or the pain that I feel, right? Like, not just the pain that I'm causing other people, but like the torture that I put myself through. It means that I am a higher being. That's kind of what he's saying, right? Like, I'm sure therapy like makes you feel better and calmer, which is what we want in the animals we eat.
Yeah.
But I'm not, it's very much like that. Like, I'm not a sheep.
Yeah.
I'm a wolf. Wolves eat sheep.
Exactly.
Therapy would make me a sheep. And, and like, this guy's like, you're a wolf and a sheep. Like, you are both of these things, right? And like, you are deeply unhappy, and yet you are using this as an excuse to remain unhappy.
Yes. That is his entire thing for all seven seasons of the show. And you hit on something I didn't even say, which is not only that he's in pain himself, but that he does inflict pain, physical and emotional, on literally everyone he comes into contact with. That's why they're at family therapy.
I don't watch Rick and Morty. I did start it because it was recommended to me by a lot of people, because I do love my adult animation. I'm a huge Futurama fan. I was a really big fan of South Park for a very long time. It's still going, and that's great. But like, it's too much for one person to watch.
Yeah.
And anyway, everybody was like, "Oh, you love I love Metalocalypse." Like, there are a lot of really silly and also very wonderful and like also combinations of the both adult animations that I enjoy. But with this one, I watched the first couple of episodes, and it sounds like maybe it's improved, or it's not improved isn't the right word,
grown.
But like
it's
deepened,
grown.
right? But I did watch like half of the first season, and I didn't get that.
I think they didn't quite do it in the first season. I think it's a little bit like Buffy, or like any good show that ends up being like, I don't know, you've tried to show people Buffy a lot of times, and you're like, okay, we have to watch the first season, but just let's get past that, and then the rest of it will be good.
I come at the first season very differently. I love the first season. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're trying out something, right? Yeah. Like, it's not season 3, it's not season 5 where they're kind of at the top of their game, right? Or even like 6 and 7 where they're like, haha, we're on a network that will let us do more adult things, and we're making this for a more adult like we're grown.
Okay, but we got that back into Buffy. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, I think
about TV. But going back, I do think that Buffy did have that growth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's what I love. And what I love in a show is a band of flawed misfits,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That band together and grow as people or entities or whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what I love about Futurama. That's what I love about a lot of things. And that was kind of what I thought would be the case with Rick and Morty. And then I was like, oh no, that old man's just so mean.
He's so mean. And the thing is, it starts out with just Rick and Morty. But as it goes along, Summer gets involved, and Summer is a badass bitch.
Yeah.
I love Summer.
Yeah.
And then Beth goes along, and Beth is an extra badass bitch. And you find that there are different versions of their families in different dimensions.
Yeah.
And they find a Beth, and Earth Beth and other dimension Beth has like cool hair and, you know, a hot outfit, and Earth Beth and other dimension Beth go off by themselves quite a lot. So
on adventures, like to just go do stuff.
No, just by themselves, just off in another room, just having a good time. It's an extra version of masturbation, I guess. It's
yeah, I'm an adult person and I understand things.
Yeah. But now there's like a big
I feel like I was like, oh, like they're best friends, like they're long-term roommates. I feel like exactly. Are they sisters? Oh
no,
they're just BFFs that kiss sometimes. I'm so sorry, dear listener. I did not mean to follow that trope.
But then now there's a big story arc where you learn that his wife died, and basically he's on this whole adventure to try to find a way to get her back. Anyway, it becomes very deep, and always there are also shit jokes and disgusting things happening. And I really like how it can be so warm and good and deep and also disgusting.
It's very Shakespeare.
It is.
Like,
I think so, yeah.
If you hearken back, dear listeners, or if you're familiar with, maybe perchance you're familiar with Shakespeare on your own. Although if you're not kind of a scholar, if you haven't gotten really into it, it might not be apparent because this is not what people choose to focus on. But back when we spoke with Liz, like Shakespeare wrote so many dirty jokes, jokes, shit jokes, like all sorts of things, and also like some of the most amazing poetry and prose that we know. So wow, how very Shakespearean.
Yeah, I do think you can disagree. Everybody can hit me if you want. I think Rick and Morty is like the smartest animated show. But you're making a face. But I'm
not. I was purposefully not making a face, Amy.
But maybe you don't have to say smart, because like Bob's Burgers and Great North are brilliant. I love them.
Yeah.
They never say something quite this deep. Well, no, they never say something quite this deep, but they can get deep.
Well, also, here's what I love. And that is there are so many people out there that think they are too smart for therapy.
Yep.
And I love that probably some of those people watch this show.
Mm-hmm.
And that the message that's being told to them is like, yeah, sure, you are. Yeah, but you're also not. Right? Or maybe you are too smart for therapy and you'll be bored, but it's also what you need to not be in pain anymore.
Yeah.
Also, this idea, you know, I love that line about like unquestionable intelligence and the sickness destroying your family is that everybody uses intelligence to justify the sickness, right?
Yeah.
And it is that idea. There's a lot, and I know I've talked about it in like my life, but when I've had a not great quality, but it's one that I have used to define myself. And it's not actually me, right? It's just a practice, you know, usually an unhealthy coping mechanism that it's actually hurting me, but it does make me feel safe. It's probably how it became that unhealthy coping mechanism to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And so even though it is in the way of me ultimately like becoming, I think, a probably more truer version of myself, right? Or, you know, maybe like getting the things that I want, the things that I need. Like I still cling to it, even though it's like what's stopping it. And I think this takes that on a little bit too. You know, it's not necessarily his intelligence that's making him unhappy, but it is his intelligence that is letting him justify being unhappy.
Yeah, it's his intelligence letting him avoid it, letting him find the most creative ways to avoid being self-reflective.
Yeah.
He was able to turn himself into a pickle in order to avoid being self-reflective.
Yeah.
He went to extreme lengths. And what's interesting is that he actually does know, he can say the words exactly what the problem is and still be like, so? Right? We're sitting here in silence.
I love it. Well, no, because he's like, so, you know, Pickle Rick. It's a funny name. Sounds like that should be like a band or something.
No, I'll tell you about the fallout in a minute, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I extra also love, you know, where he's like, therapy is dumb and stupid, and your rented space in a strip mall. Also, like, well, sir, what do you like? I'm sorry, where's an office supposed to be? Where do you work?
But what he says is literally where.
No, of course it is.
You know, so he is telling a bunch of truths while also an empathetic.
Agent of averageness explain which words mean which feelings.
Yeah.
But also, I love it where he's like, I don't think that's ever helped anyone. And it's like, what are you fucking talking about, dude? That helps everybody to understand which words mean which feelings to which other people. But so, you know, it goes on. He's very cruel in this. And he's like, so you asked, right? Like he had to say, he was required to be this cruel because the other guy asked him.
Because she asked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, God, I'm being so terrible. I'm like, oh, those best friends, long-term roommates that are on the same health insurance. I wonder if either one of them will find a boyfriend. And now I'm like, oh, it's written as Dr. Wong. That's definitely a man. I'm so sorry, dear listeners.
It's okay.
Being extra patriarchal, falling to the patriarchy today. But I love it when she points out, you chose to come here. You chose to talk, to belittle my vocation, just as you chose to become a pickle. Like, you are acting, and I think that this happens a lot, right? Like, especially people that tend to not want to acknowledge the damage that they're causing. It is like, well, you asked me a question, so obviously you were asking me for the shittiest answer I could give to that question, right? Like there are a whole spectrum of answers from shitty to like just absolutely wonderful, with like reasonable being in the middle, right? And I do think that people who They do treat it like it's somehow not a choice, or that it was a choice that somebody else made that they were just responding to. And I love how she calls out, like, these are choices that you made. And your answer to this question was your choice.
Yes. And I think my favorite line in this is, you are dripping with rat blood and feces, your enormous mind literally vegetating by your own hand. I think the therapist, very precise, understands exactly who he is and what he's saying. And at the end kind of shames him by being like, I know you think it's boring, but it's work, dude.
Well, like, it is boring. It's not supposed to
totally boring.
not be boring, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're missing the point. You, in all of your intelligence and all of your brilliance in this, and that gets back to it as well, right? Like you touched on a little bit, but like there are different kinds of smart, and we know this. But there are definitely like equation smarts. And it's not that people can't have a bunch of different types of intelligences, right? Intelligences, I don't even know. But what we're seeing here is like a wonderful contrast of two types of intelligence, because he's pretty sure that he's just come in here and like fucked her up with his mean words, and she just read him for filth.
Yeah.
Rat filth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I love that, and I love that they made this choice again as writers in this series and with their like demographics, because I think that there are probably a lot of people that think they're too smart for therapy, or that therapy is boring and they shouldn't have to do it, and that, you know, therapy being boring is a problem and not just a part of it.
Yeah.
I also love the comparison that she made to teeth brushing, because I think that everybody should, the same way that we are supposed to go to the dentist like 2 times a year to get our teeth cleaned. I do think that everybody should go to the therapist 2 times a year to get their no. I'm not saying maximum. I'm not saying you can only go 2 times. I'm saying like at a minimum, everybody goes twice a year just to get their brain and their soul cleaned.
I have to say that this episode actually won an Annie Award, which is prestigious awards for animated programs. It has also, I think this series has won at least 1 Emmy for Best Comedy Series, and I think maybe 2. So it's recognized as being great. But what I want to say, the fallout from this episode. It's not bad. It's not bad. Fallout. I'm saying fallout because it's annoying. There are little Pickle Rick figures you can get. Little action figure Pickle Ricks. And people, it's awesome that people are having fun with it. It's awesome that there's a Pickle Rick pickle you can buy. But what bothers me a little bit is that people got from it, look how silly this Pickle Rick is, and didn't get from it, look at this fucking devastating scene at the end of the episode.
Right.
And instead you're like, here's a pickle. Which both are good, because I just said that's why I liked the show. Is that there's disgusting and beautiful all in the same place. But at the same time, I'm like, you guys, it's more than just a pickle.
Right. Like, I get it. So, you know, we're making our merch. Obviously, there does need to be a Pickle Rick. But maybe there should be a quote on a shirt.
Yeah.
Like a Rick and Morty shirt that's like,
I'm not a cow, I'm a pickle.
No, it's got to be a quote from Dr. Wong.
Yeah. And you didn't see that. You should watch this episode. Oh, go ahead. What?
You are master of your universe, and yet you are dripping with rat blood and feces. Your enormous mind literally vegetating by your own hand.
Yeah, love that one.
And then, like, you know, just didn't really, like, go to therapy. Like that.
And you... Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think both of those merch items should be available.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you should watch this episode. Don't watch it with your child around. And there may be a couple places where you have to look away, because this is really one of the most disgusting episodes. But you will see, or you could just go look for this scene. It's online. His speech here is very like, and hers is, Rick, the only connection between your unquestioned, you know, it's like so calm. And like you were saying, like she completely turns it around by just being like, here's your problem. Just very, very quietly.
And by the way, you have you have more than one problem.
Yeah.
But like, you're in here telling me that you're too smart. Either too, yeah.
Too smart.
No, because he even says it, right? Like, because I invent, transform, create, and destroy for a living. And when I don't like something about the world, I change it.
Mm-hmm.
Except he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he does.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or like, it's just, he's like, look, or what I get from that, like, I've solved all my problems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any problems. Again, coming from a pickle.
Yeah.
In mouse bones.
Rat bones and covered in feces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's basically there like, look, I don't like therapy because therapy's bullshit for prey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Therapy is bullshit for prey animals, and I'm an alpha wolf.
I'm an alpha pickle.
I'm an alpha pickle. Like, and just so you know, dear listeners, I don't know, because a lot of people, like, it's a phrase that we like to use a lot. There are no alpha wolves.
Yes.
I mean, there are in the
Debunked.
sense that, like, yeah, there are parents in wolf packs. And so, like, there are two alpha wolves that are the parents of most of the other wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, out of them, it's the mom that has, like, slight dominance there. So there's no alpha wolf. There's no alpha male. Sorry, that's what I mean, right? Like, there's no alpha male. There are wolves that are in charge of other, like, there's a hierarchy, yeah, but again, it's parental, and then actually it's the lady that has a little bit more. But whatever, man. So yeah, he's like, I'm an alpha pickle.
Yeah.
I don't need your beta therapy. And she's like, you're a pickle, buddy. You're a pickle. That's not good. This isn't solving your problems. This is creating more problems to get out of solving your problems.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also, I think about it with myself. I'm sure you've been guilty. Well, I'm not going to say that for you. I have been guilty, most certainly, of not wanting to deal with something.
Mm-hmm.
So I spend a lot of time either not dealing with it, or I spend a lot of time figuring out ways to not deal with it, to deal with other things, but not this, right? Some elaborate
sometimes like, self-destructive ways.
Yeah, what are those? Yeah. Trying to think of the name of those traps, right? Like, all I have to do is push a button, but I put together one of those, like the mouse trap.
Oh,
things.
The Rube Goldberg machine,
right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no, but let me do all of these other things to see if maybe I can get out of it. And then I can't, and I spend so much more time than just do the 5 minutes, right? 5 to 7 minutes that it would have taken me just to do the thing. And that's what it feels, like he's turned himself into not just a vegetable, Amy, but a cured vegetable. Like, he's not a cucumber. He's brined himself.
Here's what's interesting. What you just said is that he had rigged a thing with a syringe full of stuff that would turn him back into a person that was hanging over him in the garage with a timer on it of like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it would turn him into a person after his family had left.
Yeah.
Right? That was his plan.
Yeah.
The thing is, they noticed it and they knew what he was doing and they took it with them. So that's why he was stuck as a pickle.
Yeah.
And so that is similar to what you just said. Like, I will find any way to not do it and make it worse. Yeah.
And then I guess that's why he wound up at therapy, huh? Because he had to go get that syringe
He had to go get the damn syringe.
Yeah. Good times.
All right, that's all. Is this a podcast?
I think this is a podcast.
All right. We don't have a thing. No one has asked us for a recommendation, so we don't have one of those this time.
But if you would like your own personalized Good Bones selection, I don't know why I became a little British when I said that, but
Go ahead.
Please, dear listener, know that I also did air quotes for you.
It is actually personalized. It's not like sarcastic personalized.
No. Amy, quotes weren't over personalized. They were over good bones that I again said like I'm a little bit British. I don't know why.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
Yeah. So anyway, dear listener, if you would like one of those, please just write into our email at findinggoodbones@gmail.com, or just go to our website, findinggoodbones.com, and fill out the form there. Give us a little bit of information about you and maybe what you're going through, and we will find something to soothe you, to help you sit with the darkness in your life and look to the light. Other than that, Amy, thank you for being a wonderful guest.
Thank you for being a wonderful host.
And thank you, dear listeners, for joining us as we go finding good bones.